Hey everyone, welcome to Temperature Check with Jeff. Today is take 2 of today's temperature check. I realized that the earlier take had too many moving elements, too much movement. The visuals, the aesthetics weren't quite working. So you know what? Because I'm a free agent, a sovereign individual, I took the liberty of deleting the prior version of this temperature check and I am now re-recording. So welcome to my world. Let's kick things off with our fucking home thermometers. We're going to take our temperatures. We're going to see what's going on. I will note that I have a new laser thermometer here that I believe is far more accurate than the previous thermometer I've been using. Let's see what's going on. 95.8. All right, it may not be more accurate. Let's try one more time. I think I held it a bit too far from my forehead. 97.3. That sounds exactly right to me. Hopefully your temperatures are within that range, somewhere between 96.5, 98.5, 97.3 is pretty good. One insane irony of this laser thermometer that I now have, or actually not irony, just a bizarre factoid, is this was shipped to me today from Wuhan, China. So as you know, I've been on these temperature checks, sort of signaling that I would like to get a new thermometer, specifically a laser thermometer. And a friend of mine took the liberty of ordering me a laser thermometer that was shipped to me literally from Wuhan, China. I got the FedEx package on my front doorstep today. Looked like a normal box. I unboxed it. Luckily, I was wearing my gloves and had my off-label Clorox wipes with me. But I unboxed it, and sure enough, this literally is from Wuhan. This is made in Wuhan. I don't know what brand it is, but it is made in Wuhan. It says so. I believe it says made in China on the label. I wiped it down. And the reality is it's dramatically better. I think it's much more accurate. It's much quicker than my Kinza thermometer. And so there has been this weird upshot to this crazy free trade deal with the devil that we made with China, in that their thermometers are better than the venture-backed US thermometers. Although my friends are invested in this one, I like this one better. So that's just all fucked up. In any case, that brings me to today's topic, which is sociopathy. Once upon a time, I worked with an absolutely brilliant, extremely mean person. His name was Bruce Cannon Gibney, and he was very mean. But I, over the years, came to have some serious affection for Bruce because he's absolutely fucking brilliant, has insights, frankly, that no one else has, and he was mean in a decidedly non-sociopathic way. So he was mean in a way that, like, cut to the truth of the matter. It was often very cruel. Like, he would sort of insult the way that I spoke, insult the fact that I couldn't pronounce certain words when we first started working together because I didn't have the Stanford education and private school, upper middle class American upbringing that he had. But he was mean, at least in a way that, like, cut to the core of who I was and made me question what I ought to change about myself. But I thought he was a sociopath for a long time. I ultimately decided he wasn't. I decided he was a brilliant, mean person who I respect. And he wrote a book that is fantastic that I'm now recommending to you all. The book is called A Generation of Sociopaths. So as you know, I've been talking for the last 2 temperature checks about how really the baby boomers, A, a lot of them are morons, B, they are truly responsible for our lack of pandemic preparedness here in the United States. What is going to happen, fast forward a month, 2 months from now, is this whole lockdown thing. It's going to prove out to have been very haphazardly executed, A, and B, China will be scapegoated for everything. Now, China is to blame for the origination of the virus, but they are not the scapegoat for the deaths and the way in which the COVID-19 pandemic has spread in the US. They will be scapegoated by the baby boomers who are running the institutions because they are sociopaths. If you want to understand why they are sociopaths and the nuances of their sociopathy, look no further than to this book, A Generation of Sociopaths. Bruce has never helped me with anything. He has only been mean to me, but I am recommending his book to you. I think it's a book that almost no one has read. He did a very poor job marketing it. Maybe if he'd been a little nicer to me, I would have helped him market it a little bit. But in any case, I'm marketing it now, and Bruce, this one's for you. I love you, buddy. Your cruelty made me a kinder person, and your book is fucking awesome, and you called it many years ago. Now, moving on. My last point of the day is that as an investor, you oftentimes actually have to, or as an entrepreneur, as an employee of a tech company working in technology and venture capital, you sometimes have to interact with sociopaths. And one of the like weird dynamics in tech is that sometimes the like super outsized outcomes, the founders of those companies are often sociopaths. And it's easy to like quote unquote um pattern match that because like the founder of say like Salesforce might be a sociopath. This is just a personal hypothesis. So maybe Mark Benioff, there's maybe like some slight probability he's perhaps a sociopath. Again, I have no data on this, but he might be. So it's easy to pattern match that sort of blueprint, and then assume that like all the best founders are sociopaths. That is not true. There is a subset of venture capitalists who I think actually idolize sociopathy. I think that is very dangerous. We should not idolize it. So in addition to recommending Bruce's book, in addition to claiming that the sociopathic baby boomer leaders of our institutions are going to be responsible for absolutely disastrous next number of quarters in the United States, I'd like to claim one last thing. I have a secret shortcut for you to figure out if someone is likely a sociopath. If they use the word collaborative in sort of an obsessive compulsive way, they are likely a sociopath. And one sort of organizational version of this is if an organization has anything around sort of working together, collaboration in its name, it is likely run by a sociopathic leader or leadership team. So be very wary of anything with the word collaborative. Be very wary of people who overuse the word collaborative. It is a tell for actually being anti-collaborative and sociopathic. So watch out for sociopaths, get a laser thermometer, make sure it's not from Wuhan, keep your shit together. I predict that these lockdowns are going to end soon because actually outside of New York City, they really aren't that effective. Oops, probably shouldn't have said that. Peace out.